Hello and welcome to the CUFI Weekly. I'm your host, Kasim Hafeez. Hello and welcome to the CUFI Weekly. And at the time of recording, we are on a very tense trajectory in the Middle East. This morning, as I record this, a senior leader of Palestinian Islamic Jihad, Khader Adnan, died in Israeli prison. He'd been on a hunger strike. And what's interesting is this isn't the first time that he's been on hunger strike. Khader has been arrested many times by Israeli authorities due to his involvement with terrorist groups, due to his involvement with actual terror plots which have killed Israeli civilians. But this time, his attempt to essentially force his release, which has happened in the past by a hunger strike, was not successful, and he died this morning. Immediately, Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad have called for retribution against Israel. There were rocket attacks on Sderot, and 3 foreign nationals were injured. Now, what's interesting about this situation is that here we have a man who was a terrorist. There was no doubt about it. He was a terrorist leader. But you had global human rights organizations, Human Rights Watch, the UN, right now, Samidun, a group which say they advocate for Palestinian freedom, but seem to be more concerned about supporting terrorists than actually Palestinian human rights, have declared that they will be remembering the martyr Khader in Berlin with a ceremony. Ultimately, this is troubling. Why? It's twofold. Firstly, the veneration of terrorists. When we are venerating terrorists, men, women who are plotting to kill Israeli civilians, who celebrate in the murder of innocents, we are setting a horrible standard. We're creating a horrible double standard, where if you are a terrorist who goes around wanting to murder Jews, you're a hero. And it's not just in the Middle East. We're seeing memorials being held for him in European capitals. This is truly disgusting, and it really says a lot about how Israeli and Jewish life is valued. Secondly, the terrorist actions and attacks against Israel haven't died down. While Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad talk about an escalation, has it ever really stopped? There was a shooting recently. There's been multiple Israelis have been murdered in 2023 in terror attacks. So what this escalation looks like, I don't know. Could it be more rockets like we saw this morning on Tuesday? Or could it be renewed attempts for suicide bombings or shooting attacks? It's impossible to say, but the tragic thing is that terror and violence against Israel does not seem to slow down or stop. Those who are charged with leadership of the Palestinians seem more concerned with murdering innocent Israelis than actually bettering the lives of their people. And these people are then turned into heroes. Khader Adnan won't be seen as a terrorist who went on hunger strike and died. He'll be seen as a symbol of resistance against Israel. He'll be seen as a hero. They won't talk about how he tried to murder innocent people and how abhorrent that is. Instead, Palestinian children will be taught how this man was a hero and he was fighting against the so-called occupation. This is why generation after generation of Palestinian child is being taught to hate. They're not being brought up with the idea of peace, of having a better future. They're being brought up with the idea of war and terrorism. How the next few weeks, days will pan out, it's impossible to say. Israel no doubt will do all it can to protect its citizens. Iron Dome will be on high alert to respond and intercept any rockets attempting to murder its civilians. But make sure that you're getting this out there. Because sadly, and I've said this countless times before, world media only seems to care when Israel is defending itself. It doesn't seem to care when it's being attacked, because so many terror attacks and attempted terror attacks have happened in the last few weeks, and there's been hardly any reporting. And that's why your voice, you sharing the information with your friends, with your network, is so important. Because there's not just a physical battle happening with Israel fighting against terrorism, there is also a PR battle. There is a battle of truth. And sadly, so many people, too many people, are singing falsehood and lies against the Jewish state. This is Kasim Hafeez for the CUFI Weekly. Until next week, for Zion's sake, do not remain silent.
Thanks for checking out this episode. Be sure to like and subscribe so you get a notification every time a new episode hits. And if you want to check out some of our previous episodes, and we've got some really good ones, click on one of the thumbnails and that will take you right there. And finally, If you want to know more about CUFI and the work we do, go to cufi.org to check out all the resources we have available free to you.